Lily Sullivan is just 6 years old. Her younger brother Jack is only 4. Both vanished from their rural Nova Scotia home on the quiet morning of May 2nd, 2025, and to this day, no trace of them has surfaced. No farewell, no footsteps, just silence in the woods and 2 families ripped apart in a heartbeat. I'm Agent Tim, and today we're stepping into the investigation that's haunted Canada and the world. Why was no Amber Alert issued? Why has every lead seemed to dry up? And how did these 2 little lives slip into the shadows so easily? Stay with me, because the truth doesn't disappear just because the children do.
It began in May of this year. A quiet neighborhood, a normal morning. 2 young siblings, Lily, just 6 years old, and her little brother Jack, only 4, stepped outside to play and never came back. For weeks, their faces were everywhere. Billboards, news reports, candlelight vigils, a town frozen in fear, praying for a miracle. Then, in late June, a call comes in. A hiker says he's found something deep in the woods. 2 small bodies, side by side. And just like that, the search ends. But the mystery, that's only beginning. Why were Lily and Jack found so far from home? How did no one find them sooner in an area already searched? And who exactly is this man who just happened to stumble upon them? This is not just a story of loss. It's a story of suspicion, of silence, and of secrets buried deeper than anyone ever expected. This is the case of Lily and Jack Sullivan. And
within
what
minutes of the 911 call, emergency services began arriving at the home on Gerlach Road. What started as a routine missing child call quickly escalated, because this wasn't just one child missing. It was 2 very young children who had vanished together in broad daylight. RCMP officers launched a full-scale search. Neighbors, friends, and volunteers joined the effort. Dogs were brought in, drones flew overhead, helicopters circled the dense woods surrounding the rural property. But there were no signs of Lily and Jack. No footprints, no drag marks, no broken branches or dropped belongings. And online theories started pouring in. If the children hadn't wandered off, had they been taken? Comment sections turned into battlegrounds. Some pointed fingers at strangers, drifters, even registered offenders in the region. But others turned their attention toward go home. Inside the house, louder than anything outside it. Still, authorities remained clear. There was no official suspect, no arrests, no named persons of interest. And with each passing day, the weight of unanswered questions grew heavier. Until 6 weeks later, everything changed. A call came in from a man deep in the woods, claiming he had found what no one else could. It was the morning of June 27th, 2025, just over 6 weeks since Lily and Jack Sullivan vanished. A man called 911 from deep inside a wooded area near the Ogden Round Lake, about 14 kilometers from where the children were last seen. His voice was shaky, his words short. He told the dispatcher he had found something. 2 small bodies near a clearing, side by side. He gave his name, though police have not released it to the public. And when officers arrived, they confirmed the worst. 2 deceased children matching the description of Lily and Jack Sullivan. The recovery site was remote, difficult to reach even on foot, and surrounded by dense brush, boggy terrain, and wetlands. But what caught investigators off guard wasn't just the location. It was what was missing. There were no signs of a struggle, no blood, no clothing visibly torn,
no indication that wild animals had been involved. And perhaps most baffling of all, the area had already been searched multiple times. So how did the bodies appear now, weeks later, in a place already combed by trained professionals? Was it oversight or something far more calculated? The bodies were transported to the Nova Scotia Medical Examiner's office in.
To this day, authorities have not released the identity of the man who called 911 on June 27th. All we know is he was hiking alone in an isolated, swampy area few locals ever visit. He claims he was looking for birds or mushrooms, depending on which account you hear. When asked why he was so far off any marked trail, he said he just liked to explore. It's a statement that raised eyebrows among investigators, and online, it ignited a storm. Why was he there? Why that day? Why that exact location? More importantly, how did he find two small bodies in a place that had already been searched? The RCMP confirmed that the area had been combed by trained professionals early in the investigation. So either the bodies were missed or they were never there to begin with. Suddenly, the hiker's story, instead of bringing answers, only
Memorials were held in the town square, tiny pink and blue balloons released into the sky, candlelight visuals, photos taped to lampposts, a growing wall of teddy bears and drawings in front of the Sullivan home. But behind the prayers, there was tension. The parents, Malaya and Daniel, appeared only briefly in public. A lawyer spoke on their behalf. Rumors swirled. People began filling in the gaps with their own suspicions. Online, the case went viral. True crime forums, TikTok sleuths, Facebook groups, all dissecting timelines, comparing aerial maps, analyzing every public statement. But no matter how many theories were shared, one thing remained unchanged. Lilly and Jack were gone, and no one had been held accountable. A tiny community, once quiet and close-knit, was now marked not just with grief, but with doubt. Doubt in each other, doubt in the system, doubt in the truth. Weeks have passed since the remains of Lilly and Jack Sullivan were found near Round Lake. There have been no arrests, no suspects named, no charges filed. The RCMP continues to investigate, but updates have grown fewer. Press conferences have stopped. The public is left in the dark. Meanwhile, forensics experts continue their analysis. A full autopsy